All right, we are live. Welcome to Ask the Website Chicks, episode number 2. I'm Lily Salazar,
I'm Tori Cox.
and here we are going to screen share and chat about some websites. So you can go if you have a Squarespace website. This one is on the forum. That's feedback on your site, and we just picked some three different ones. So we'll start with this
Yep.
one. Dive right into it. All right. So we've got Serena. Hi, Serena. A small tutoring business. She would like some feedback, and she'd like to eventually add a calendar to schedule appointments. So let's just check out what she has.
hmm
All right, this is the homepage.
hmm
Mm.
So, first impressions. I love that there's a headline that actually uses keywords, but this logo has got to go. It's teeny tiny, you can barely even see it, but also it just doesn't really fit the aesthetic of the rest of the website. And when you do open it in a new tab, it kind of looks like something that somebody would make in Paint. And I feel like if you hire somebody on Fiverr, you can get something a lot cooler with like kind of the same idea. Because I feel like Lily, you're better at this part than I am, but like I feel like the idea of it, like the concept of the logo works, but I think the
Mhm.
execution, just spending like $50 on it will probably get you a lot further. Uh, okay, what about you though? What are your
Okay.
first impressions?
Yeah, I love this. I love what you're doing. I would love to know. I think, like, are you in person in a specific? If you're in a specific city or area, definitely add those keywords or that word location
hmm
based. If you're online, I would love to know that too. I like your photo. That kind of gives me the
hmm
vibes that you're an online tutor.
Yep.
But this, yeah. So what Tori's point about logos, it takes up such a like important, like real estate. You want to make it visible, and so people can actually read what it says. I
Yes.
think you guys also know. Hear me repeat this multiple times. Make sure your button call to action is above the fold. So I would
Yep.
just play with the fonts, make this font smaller,
hmm
and I would even just make this a little bit shorter, bigger,
hmm
and this font smaller there.
Agreed. I think this section has like a lot happening too. So I would make it more clear like what is going on. I think sometimes a lot of the time on websites things are designed in a very like grid fashion, and that is better when people have the potential to be confused, so you can kind of like break that mold if it makes sense. But I feel like when there's already a lot happening and there's a lot of images to read and a lot of things you're trying to get them to take away, I would just stick with like a more consistent grid design.
Yes, absolutely. And to be honest with you, it kind of this is taking a long time for me to kind of like understand. Personally, I would
hmm
simplify or even just remove this honestly and kind of share maybe some achievements, some numbers,
hmm
some stats of like we
yeah.
improved literacy we in 3 weeks or in X number of time.
hmm hmm
They went from this level to this level, or just one big quote.
yep.
I think Tori, you worked on a website for somebody that does something similar, right? I don't know if we can pull it up in a sec, but
For tutoring.
just like simple, yeah. Or the last one with the hero section that we was it tutoring or childcare? I can't remember.
Oh, the language club.
The
Yeah.
language one, yeah.
hmm hmm
And I like yeah, it just, I think we can, with these quotes, if you want to include them, I would just make them
bigger.
easier to scan. Yeah.
Yep.
And there's a lot of white space. So I would just remove
hmm
the white space on here. This is
I
awesome.
love
I
that
would
you have
even move this.
testimonials.
Yeah. Move this up
hmm hmm
and just fix some spacing there too, as well a little bit here as on the bottom.
Agreed. And then I just sent you the link to the language club one that we did recently.
All
You want to
right.
pull that
Let's
one up?
see. Perfect. Okay. And here we go. So, just to give you a better idea of what we're talking about,
hmm
here is like, so it's a headline, subheadline,
hmm
call to action, and
Yep.
picture, right? So, it kind of just puts everything together. I could
hmm
totally see going from this to
hmm
this. It'll just be
hmm
easier for your clients to know quickly who you are and how you can help them.
Yep. But you already have a decent like hero with the screen, which I feel like you've done part of the battle. So Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. Any last comments before we move to the next one?
Nope.
Okay. All right. We've got Earth Endeavors. So it sounds on it's online magazine. You know what? Let's just look at it because then that way we can know what. Oh,
Yep.
here, this is the about page. Let me go to the homepage. Oh, here we go.
So this is the magazine. Okay, so I feel like this one falls into what a lot of them do, which is you're assuming people know what's going on, and if it's a magazine or if it's like you're actually trying to get them to buy something, that needs to be like in here. So saying like explore unique stories doesn't really tell them like what you are. Like you wouldn't know that this is somewhere to go to actually purchase a magazine.
Yeah, I love the photography. It's clean,
Mhm.
it's simple. The learn more, I would like Tori's mentioned, like maybe down, like
Mhm.
see latest articles, explore a map,
Mhm.
download something, like something that gives me more of like learn more. And I think right now, if I click on it,
Mhm.
I don't think it works. So I would make
Mm.
sure
Mhm.
all the links are working there.
Yep.
All right, we've
This
got,
looks great though. I mean, I
yeah,
feel like this is the example of where you can have the design kind of in the right spot, but you still have to tweak the content.
I see the become
So,
a member.
yep.
Maybe that is your main call to action. I
Mhm.
think so. So let's
So
make
put
that
that
let's
on the
make that on
homepage.
top.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, those illustrations are
And
cool though. This
yeah,
is
I love it. I would make this what you've bolded. I would just make it like kind of like stats, 20% off membership, like bigger and
mhm.
bolder. So people, again, we're all scanning websites, we're scanning them, we're not reading all of them. So if people
Mhm.
have to kind of like dig
Mhm.
to find the information, like what do they get, right? What's in
Mhm.
it for them? Like, why would you want to become a member
Mhm.
now, today?
Do you want to inspect it and see what it looks like on mobile? Because I feel like we haven't done that yet.
Let's see.
So let's see. This is a fairly accurate representation. Sometimes they look a little bit different on phones. So, okay. So that one, I feel like you can move the words down a little bit so that the bear stays more
I will
like
move it up
actually the
here.
focal point. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Squarespace,
Yeah.
I love it because we have so much control over that. So
Yeah.
it's just moving it down
Yeah.
a little bit
What are
here.
those words at the top?
Ooh,
Oh,
here.
yeah, this needs to change. Oh, yeah. But
What
once you're
words were you
so when you're in Squarespace, you can move the you can just literally control it separately. What's right next to the menu? I can't even see. Oh, is that the cart?
I think that's a cart.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's I mean, yeah, you can't really change that one. What else
We
is
can
as you
remove the
scroll
cart
down?
though if they don't have anything, if they're not
Well, I
selling
think they
anything.
do the magazine. We'll see what happens when you go to become a member, actually. Let's see. So if you scroll down,
Oh,
yeah,
sign
so it's a
up.
sign up. Um, but you can
So they
hide it. I do frequently hide the cart on sites like this where it's not really a shopping cart. It's just that you have a membership where they are using checkout.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So
Hmm.
they fill this out before they pay.
Hmm. That's how Squarespace
Okay.
always does it. It's really annoying.
Interesting. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. When you can you click back on the sign up real quick?
Let
Because
me
I
go
think
back.
all of those were
Oops.
yeah, Squarespace
There we
makes
go.
them make an account, which is obnoxious, but it is part of their system. So then you know what? Actually, they change stuff all the time. So we will put an addendum if that's not always true. If there's a way to change it. The contact looks fine. I would test that form if you haven't tested it yet. Make sure you actually get it.
Oh, I love
This looks good.
this.
Yeah, that looks
That's
so cool.
cool. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's add some logos. This is awesome that you
Hmm.
have them, but I think visually too, people like to
Hmm.
recognize it's easier to see visually who you're
Yep.
talking about. So add that as
Yeah.
social proof.
Yeah. These
Yeah,
illustrations are
it looks
great
very
though.
clean.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job.
that's awesome.
All right. Okay. Next up, I think this is you, Tori.
Yep.
We've
This is the
got
SEO
Tony.
one.
Yeah, asking basically just provide some feedback and
Hmm.
can't seem to get any traffic to their site. So here's the
Okay.
website.
So this is one where I feel like people who are trying to sell SEO services online really make it sound like it's going to be a lot easier than it actually is. So if you are trying to go after keywords such as like SharePoint or something really, really big, then you are competing with like giant agencies who can spend like $20,000 a month on SEO, which we as small businesses cannot do. So, what you have to do is search for like really niche keywords. So, it could be like SharePoint and then some specific problem that people run into and blog about that, or try different ways to get eyeballs on the website. But this one website and this, for a company this small, depending on what keywords you're looking for, I wouldn't expect it to get a ton of traffic because it's really hard. There's a lot of competition for the top 10 for something like SharePoint. And I did Google it. And if you search like SharePoint and AP Cloud Consulting, your website does come up, which means Google does know about it and it is indexed. It just doesn't think that you should be in the top 10, which the top 10 for the whole world is really, really hard to get to. So, yeah. Anything to add, Lily?
I would say, yeah, for the SEO stuff, I personally, I feel like the blog write is going to be the main thing
Mm-hmm.
for articles. And it looks like you have
Mm-hmm.
one post about what about AI,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like include more content.
Mm-hmm.
But adding that would probably be a long-term strategy
Mm-hmm.
for building your content and linking between your different blog posts. And like Tori's point is like, what are some problems that that you are helping people
Mm-hmm.
solve with,
Mm-hmm.
and even embedding a YouTube and transcribing. If you're better on
Yeah.
YouTube, I've seen some people just transcribe that and turn that into a blog post as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not
Yeah.
doing the people that work there. I
Yeah.
would love to see a photo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even is this, yeah, it sounds like it's professional services, but like something that shows who you're helping, you in action, or just like
Mm-hmm.
what the topic that you're talking about.
Agreed.
And then if you offer free consultations, then instead
Make
of
that
the
the
learn
button.
more, make that the button.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think
I would
that
put that
like
up in the header too.
absolutely. So have
Yeah.
people book. That's the
Yeah.
number one thing.
Yep.
I would love to see some social proof too, right above like I see that you're mentioning how you can help them, like save 15 hours, like that's already what you can help with. But what have
Mm-hmm.
other people have said? How many people have you worked with? How many years of
Mm-hmm.
experience? That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would make this again, we're all scanning. This is a lot of text for a section. I would just
Mm-hmm.
picture text again, similar to like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this much content, no more than that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of picture.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. And same with this phase 1, 2, and 3. Like, let's add
Mm-hmm.
some visuals there, what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think the websites, when you add some sort of visual element that even just a graphic explaining it, hey, if you're working with AI already, like saying, like, help me come up with a visual that I can help explain this concept or how it works, that kind of thing. Even just like 1, 2, 3 numbers there with like,
Yep, it can still be like
yeah.
a fairly simple design, but still make it easier to scan. If you click on view our services, this is where I would split those up. If you're really going after SEO, I would split those up based on different keywords. So like SharePoint should be in a different one. If you scroll down, because that's like how, but if you scroll, yeah, here. So like SharePoint should be separate than Power Platform Solutions. Like those are two different things. And it's really hard to get one page to rank for two completely different keywords, but if you split them up, now you have two different tries to get one of them to rank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would, yeah, for the homepage, I'm just thinking about like, right, this is kind of what you do, but we don't really have social proof. We don't have logos of clients that you've worked with. We don't have any visual stats to like scan through. So just build more on that. If you are a local service provider, I don't know. Yeah, in this case, Tori, if they're focusing on SEO, would you suggest that they make a Google? I feel like for local businesses, I always suggest to do a Google business listing. Even for myself, I
Yeah.
know Tori has a different like approach. She does more, just her clients are more national. I have more local. So I do have a business profile. So let me show you that might help you. But like if I type in UniWeb Digital, right, that's me. But again, I'm not like we were like you we work
Mhm.
with people across the nation.
But
But
also
so how
local.
is important? Yeah. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I mean, I
What's
think it just depends on what kind of company that you want to have. I feel like I don't have a Google business profile because I don't want anybody who expects me to meet them in person because I don't do that. And I also have moved like 5 times since I've had my business. So I just haven't had a Google Maps thing. It hasn't really mattered to me. But I do think that if you are kind of real, if like 50% of your client base is local, then I would have a Google Maps thing. My business is like 2 people that are local, and I still talk to them on Zoom. So
Yeah,
so it's different. Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. I think that's all for today.
Mhm.
So if you have a website that you want us to check out, drop
Yes.
a comment here on YouTube or Facebook. And other
Yeah.
than that, I think we'll just see you guys all next week on
Yep. Let us
Wednesday.
know if you have questions.
Sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.